guys knew what this went on.
Look how high I am on this seat. I'm so much taller than you. Woo!
Holy. It was like a rodeo here just a little while ago.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know
Giddy
what's
up.
going on.
Giddy up.
It's a Monday.
I just had a cowgirl up this week.
Is it? Are we blurry or is it just me?
Yeah, probably. All right.
That's my eyes.
Yeah, you're old.
All right, so a lot of stuff today. You know, I read a couple of things this weekend. I want to share something with you, and I
Okay.
think it's coming to a neighborhood near you.
All right.
And some of you may know that, but it's in California right now where they have a tax on luxury houses.
Oh, yes.
Okay?
Yes,
The
yes,
ULA tax is going to be in effect coming up in just a little bit. It's April 1st is going to be on. But listen to this. Basically, what ends up happening is that you're paying a tax on certain properties. So it's going to be, if you have a $1 million property, it says here that you're going to be paying anywhere from a 4 to 5% tax. There's a property that's being sold right now in Southern California, in Los Angeles. $38 million were, what's that? That's about $2 million worth of a tax. The tax is going to fund affordable housing, which is
Oh, wow.
probably a lie. Okay,
I
mean, there's
was going to
yeah.
ask, I mean, how much are we going to trust
Yeah.
the internet today?
The affordable housing. Okay, wait a minute.
No filter. No
All right,
filter.
every time I have to hesitate. Okay, listen, this is a scam, okay? Because eventually what's going to happen is that they're going to limit building and control as much as what's going on in our lives as possible. And what's happening right now in California is that. So, you know, you can't even build. And for those of you that are in Southern California that are up at whatever time it is over there, 7 something, you can tell me if that's true or not. But I can tell you that we are seeing a control of building. So if they do some affordable housing, which I think the concept sounds good, but the idea is to control as much as they can on construction, tax as much as you can, and control our lives. So it's happening in Southern California, April 1st. So if you have a $5 million house,
Well,
that's
I mean,
$200,000 tax
I mean, really, anyway.
on the statement. I was gonna say HUD one.
I know.
That's
I
just
was
how
going to
it-
date you.
Yeah.
You're going to get
On
dated.
the escrow statement, whatever you guys call it in California, there's a tax being paid. So can you imagine? That's whatever the commissions are over there, plus that. There's your problem. There's your sign.
Well, what do we know the increase? I mean, they were obviously paying something before, right? It wasn't.
It says the ULA tax goes into effect. So
Yeah,
this
so this
is
is an additional tax than what they were paying. And like, I don't even know what they were paying before. So whatever was on top, if anybody out there knows, let us know. So now we have a tax on top of the tax.
tax on top of tax. Yeah.
Which is crazy. So what does the ULA stand for?
I have it here somewhere, but this
Unaffordable,
Yeah.
long
Yeah.
ass tax.
Yeah, fund affordable housing projects. UL tax was designed to fund affordable housing projects and provide resources to tenants at risk of homelessness, which is a complete joke because, we're putting people in houses in New York, in houses and hotels that are very expensive. I remember when I went to New York one time just to visit my attorney.
You only went once?
Yeah, because I paid $500 a night for something that I
Right.
would have paid $150, $200 someplace else, and it was very
Okay.
expensive. So anyway, I just want to let you know that as an agent, as you're in your business, you got to be really aware of what's happening. And the only way we're going to stop things from going on is you getting involved with the city and getting involved with your local government there.
Yeah.
I mean, we have to.
And the local realtor boards, they have different groups that can help, and they always march up to Capitol Hill, you know.
Right.
So definitely get involved with them as well. That way you're able to, participate and understand. Like a lot of people don't even understand it. Even in our industry, it's very common for me to look at someone and say, do you even know what the Realtor Association truly is for and does?
Oh, if it's anything like the National Education Association, we're in deep doo-doo. Okay? So all I'm going to say is that the only way we can make a change is by making a change.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And we have to participate, but don't believe that these associations are always backing what you believe.
But you're not going to know until you
Till
go
you
in
get
and
in there.
find out.
Yeah, and I'm as
You're
guilty
never
as
going to
anybody else.
know. I'm not.
Yeah,
But
I know
you're
you're not.
never going to know. And feed your brain and feed yourself on the industry. And I know that I preach to you all about this all the time, but for real, know your industry. Don't just get a license to have a license. I mean, I think that most of you out there, and I am saying most because this is no filter.
Yep, no filter.
I'm saying most, and I know you're going to get mad, but most of you have put more thought and process into driving a car and having that license than you do with real estate. And I mean, that's sad because I think y'all are crazy out there on the road.
Yeah.
I mean, for real, that's crazy. So know the industry, know what's going on, then know what's going on in your state, then know what's going on in your area, then know what's going on in your dang neighborhood.
Yeah, we're not going to be able to help people if we don't get, and I know it's so interesting to see how much people are getting involved now, but now we're in the business of real estate, and I got a feeling that if they're going to think about this, if they start to reduce single family housing, which they have in California, Southern California,
Right.
you cannot build a single family house anymore. If they can do it there, they can do it anywhere. So we've got to be involved.
And California is a little bit crazy anyway when it comes to those things. Not the people, I'm just saying your state with the rules. There is, so many rules around insurance. A lot of insurance companies are pulling out of California. Geico shut the doors down. Literally shut the doors. I mean,
amazing.
it's been a little bit nuts there in California. So, we're praying for you guys out there. It's rough. It's a beautiful state, and I love it, San Diego. I love San Diego, but it's just the beginning, though. I do feel that it's going to just keep making its way.
All right, so now we better get off of politics.
Okay.
So now we're going to talk about helping you with your business, and because I saw that and I went, oh my gosh, this particular house is a $2 million tax. So we're going to talk about the subject of marketing.
Okay.
And we talked a little bit about. I turned Thomasina onto a couple things. And
Yes.
I want to go over what I call the blueprint for the market shift, or the blueprint to use in this marketplace. And there's 3 fundamentals that I want to share with you, plus 9 specific things you need to be doing. So if you want to take notes, if you're seeing this on recording later on, please take notes.
I'm
and
going
take
to
this
write the 9 down in the
serious.
comments for you.
Yeah, because this is very serious. But let me read you this, because I know we talk about this, and what am I selling you on? I'm selling you on you. I'm not selling you on me or Thomasina. We're here. We enjoy what we do. We just can't wait to inform you of things. But this is from this book called Peak Secret. Is that
Oh, he forgot to quiet his
my.
phone. Listen,
my-
I ran this whole
my
show this
daughter.
morning, and he just sat there.
Sorry, I can't.
I'm just
Christine, I
kidding.
can't talk to you till later.
He did. We had a crazy time, but yeah, he forgot to mute his phone. It was a crazy morning.
Yeah, so the book is called Secrets from the New Science of Expertise. It's called Peak, and it's about peak performance. And what I am suggesting to you in this marketplace, that you have peak performance. It says here, as defined, deliberate practice, not just regular practice. Deliberate practice is a very specialized form of practice. You need a teacher or coach who assigns practice techniques designed to help you improve on very specific skills. Again, the operative word is specific. We're in a specific market. You need specific skills. That means the stuff that's being taught right now in general is not going to help you.
And the things that you've learned the last 3 years
Oh my
isn't
gosh.
going to help you, honestly.
Let me say that it says that teacher or coach must draw from a highly developed body of knowledge about the best way to teach these skills. And the field itself must have highly developed set of skills that are available to be taught. That's what I'm going to give you right now. These are specific things that you have to do in a market that is changing. And I guarantee you, a lot of people say they're teaching you this. A lot of people say that we're touching on this. But these are specific. I mean, I have a coach that I work with, so I don't invent some of this stuff. This is stuff I gather from all different places. So let me give you a couple of things. Bottom line is that we're looking for results. And we want big results, right?
Yeah.
In a market that's shifting.
Yep.
So knowing that things are changing and the amount of units will probably be less for the majority of the people that are out there, we need better results. So there's 3 things that we need to be able to do better. One is focus. One is high discipline and a lot of determination. Focus, discipline, and determination. If you don't have that built in, I think you just better go get another script somewhere that says, would you like fries with that?
Oh,
Really? Because if you don't have focus,
no
discipline, and,
filter.
and
No
determination,
filter.
let's forget it. You just don't even bother attempting to do the rest of the things I'm going to talk about. And I could tell you that I need it. Thomasina needs it. We all need it when we are in business. And it has to be at a higher level right now.
We're not going to stop learning. And the minute that you actually embrace that and take it for what you need in order to be successful, because even if the numbers are in your favor and you don't have these things that he's talking about, you're still going to fall flat at some point because you're not continuing to grow. There isn't an entrepreneur out there that is continually successful without growing in their knowledge and skill set on a daily basis. Feed your brain, guys.
Yeah, yeah. So if you don't have focus, you're going to be distracted by a lot of things, right?
Yep.
So if you don't have discipline, you typically will not have consistency in what you need to do every day. And if you don't have determination, it's over. It's
Yeah.
completely over. So those three are emotional things that we have to have results. That's like the core, right? That's the
Right.
bottom. And then we got to go from there up to three, what I call three key areas that we have to work in to do this. Now, it's so funny, Tom.
What?
We've offered
What?
basically 5 people free coaching
Yes.
for 30 days.
Yes.
And some of you are so scared or so apprehensive. Just put your name down, email me, and just check it out. You know, I remember when as a top producer, no one called me because the managers did not want to talk to top producers. I don't know why. Now I see it a little bit more. I would see people recruiting left and right. But sometimes people are afraid to make contact with somebody. So,
You want me to tell you why those
Why?
people aren't contacting? I'll tell you why those people aren't contacting top
No
producers. I'm going to tell you
filter.
right now.
Uh-oh.
I'm going to tell you right now. The reason they're not contacting is because they don't have the skill set and they don't have the ability to talk to
Yep,
them to
yep.
even know what to tell them in order to grow
impress
their business.
Yeah, yeah,
so
yeah.
they're just not going to call them because they can't even grow their own business. They're taking the low-lying fruit. They're taking the newer agents. They take the agents that don't have a lot of production, and then they promise and they sell them on a product of I will grow your business. And they give them the basic skills because those people have not even heard the basic skills yet. But they will not call the top producers because the top producers take time, they take money, they take energy. You have to actually dive in and find out and do an analysis on their business to see what they're missing. Because if they're a top producer, they are all doing at least 75% correctly in order for themselves to grow. You've got to figure out the 25% they're doing wrong
Right.
and the 25% they don't have.
Right. Remember earlier we talked about that 3% of any market in any basic industry are people that are ready to buy right now.
Yes.
3%. So look
Yep.
at the database, look at your database, look at your geographic farm, look at everything that all your people. 3% of those people should be ready to do something now. But let me go back to what Thomasina said, is the fact that I want you to remember this conversation and then go back to it. And then 60 days from now, understand what we're saying, because what we're saying right now is so far ahead of where the market is right now. People are going to go, oh, yeah, they're just trying to sell us something and they just don't.
It's free.
It's, you know,
It's free.
why are they doing that? And this no filter thing. Okay, so watch this. Here it is. I got my paper here and my notes. All right, so there's 3 basic things you have to be working on. And let's go back. I'll start with the first one that a lot of people don't understand.
Okay.
It's closed loop marketing.
Okay. Yeah. They've
Okay.
probably never even heard it.
Yeah. I turned
One guy up
Thomasina
there
on.
said, I don't even know what a closed loop
Yeah.
is.
Okay. So let me tell you what you mostly what most people have.
That's honest.
Yeah, is an open loop
Ah.
system, meaning
Yes.
that they do a little Facebook post here, they do a little bit of Instagram here. It's patchwork, and believe me, I'm guilty as anyone until
We
I
call that
study this.
buckshot where I'm from.
Yeah. You're just shooting out there and just putting things out. But closed loop means that everything goes into an ecosystem that is controlled. So you don't there's a 6-month plan of everything you're doing in marketing that all feeds into a center mechanism, like a certain sequence of emails, a certain what we call lead magnet that draws the people in so that you give them something. It's all going to be based on 3 things.
Here we go.
Okay.
Listen up. Here we
Closed
go.
loop marketing. One is that you're going to do educational based marketing, not twerking or doing, I don't know, whatever you guys do that has nothing with business. Let's get away. But you want to educate them because we need to raise a couple things, which is my next subject I'm going to talk to you about.
Okay.
So educational base. It could be education on anything related to the house, anything related to the living, but educate them so that
Yes.
you raise the level of awareness with them. The other thing that you need to do is identify your market, identify the people that you're working with. So there's a thing called an avatar,
Yes.
which you guys know. But in marketing, the avatar is the let's just say the perfect client. Who is that? In our marketplace, we have military, right?
We do.
Oceanfront, and we have your regular pricing, and then we
Mm-hmm.
have a condo living. So there's basically 4 avatars in our marketplace, at least.
At least.
And each one is a different personality.
They are. We have the shipyard too. So
Shipyard, yeah.
there is, hey, Amazon came in, right? So there
Mhm.
is different avatars. Here's the thing though. Here's the thing. A good top agent, mind you, I said good top agent, right? Not just top agent. A good top agent will be an expert in every single area. They will dive in. They will either hire somebody that's going to be an expert in that area, put them on their team, whatever it takes to be an expert in every single area. It's going to take time to do it, but they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Here is what the other, because top 20%, right, do 100% of the work is
Right.
what usually happens. Here's what the other 80% don't even know what an avatar is or doesn't know what their market is as far as that perfect client for them,
Right.
for their business, what they need to do to market to them. They just throw money out there, the buckshot, right? Throw money out there. They have nothing, like you said, for it to come back into one place for them to be organized and filtered and be able to work it correctly or do any analysis on anything they're doing.
Right. And because each of those areas is a different marketing scheme for each of those different avatars. When you're going after the military market, if you're going after high-end luxury or ultra luxury, it's a different marketing
Yes.
scheme for each one of them. But the bottom line is it all enters into one sphere or one ecosystem, which is you. You still have a brand that you're promoting, but you've got to let people know, I know about that market, I know about that market. So you're bringing educational-based marketing to these different people. A military person probably wants to know how to take advantage of his military the funding and how to move into different
Yeah.
states, where the luxury oceanfront person is buying investment properties, trying to pull, getting a second home in an RV, whatever it may be, but you're looking at the psychographics.
Yes. You
Right?
sure are. Yeah,
Psychographics.
absolutely. I mean, if you're not up to date on just the loans out there, I mean, I know we talk about military a lot, but we are a large military town. So if you are not even up to date on the loans that are out there and the different ways to use them and how to use them proficiently, you're already behind the game.
Yeah.
You're behind the game. If you don't know how to use a VA loan here, you're behind the game.
Yeah, so you go to these different so-called social media people that you're hiring.
Mm-hmm.
They are just giving you a little bit for Facebook. They
Yep.
do a little bit of LinkedIn. None of them. All of this should be pointed back into one base
Yes.
to kept into this ecosystem.
Mm-hmm.
And it has to be the third thing. So in closed loop marketing, it's educational based marketing. It's identifying the markets you're in and knowing their psychographics and digitizing everything so it's an automatic thing.
Automatic.
Where I turned you on to. How'd you like that?
Oh my gosh. I went, yeah.
Woo!
Whew, that's why we're here. That is why we are here. That's why we're here, everybody. That's why we're here.
I mean, this digitized marketing, because years ago it cost a lot of money. Now it's so inexpensive. The challenge is it does take time, and you need to hire the person that knows how to do this.
Yep.
I know that things like, I don't know, I've heard people talk about KB Core and a couple others that are trying to do this, but you don't have a lot of control. You're going to have to control a lot of it. It's your brand. You have a company brand, you have maybe your team brand, and then you have your personal brand. And that personal brand doesn't have to be awfully marketed, but it's an image that you're presenting of yourself.
Yes.
So let's go back. That's number one, closed loop marketing. Number two, because we don't have a lot of time, is next one is authority selling. What's that? Authority selling. That means that you need to be the authority. And I've noticed that with the clients that I'm coaching, that they're so wanting to be their friend and they want to over rapport. When it comes time to get the price down, negotiate an offer, the client does not listen to them and they take over control. Why do you think that happens?
Because one, they want to keep control so that they don't teach the other person anything, they do it on their own. And two, they can steer that money dial for themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, they really can. And you're just sitting there going, it looks like it's working.
Yeah, someone has to be
Looks
the
like it's
doctor
working.
and someone has to be the patient.
Yep.
And if you go into this thing believing that your client knows more than you, this is not going to be a fun day selling.
No.
So you have to detect the personality styles of these individuals and adjust. The best book that I've taught, we don't, it's another book, but
Okay,
Versatile Selling is probably one of the best books that's out there right now for personality styles and understanding that. But the thing is, you have to adjust yours. So in authority selling, you have to detect the personality and then adjust yours, but you have to be the authority.
Yeah.
If you're not the authority, people in a shifting market are not going to listen to you. It's going to be an average. You've had those clients that just want to tell you how to do your business. I mean, right? I'm upset right now from stuff that happened 20 years ago, 30 years ago with clients. And so I on the shorter time. So that's one. Second thing, it has to be question based. Everything you do is on questions to be able to guide them. As soon as that client feels that you're taking control over them, they start going to fight or flight. So you want to ask questions that causes them to feel that they're in control and that they came up with the answer that you want to tell them to do. Make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it does to me. If it doesn't make sense to you, type in why. We'll answer. We'll answer why. So, oh, wait, we do have one on the back. So they're saying, can you give an example?
Of what?
Of being able to, I'm assuming because it came after you saying to be aggressive and actually control the conversation and ask the question.
Good
so
question.
I think it's I think they're yes, they said, yes, that's it. So they want an example.
So basically, you just met someone. And the mistake that buyer's agents are doing right now is going straight to the home without any formal conversation about how you do what you do and getting the questions done. You're getting in your car, you become a glorified Uber driver, and then they don't respect you. And then you're so desperate for business that you got, I want to do that. Now, that's okay if it takes going out one time, but you have to have that sit down understanding. Here's how. Let me understand you, Mr. Client, and then let me understand the real pain behind why you're making this decision now, and we'll talk more about the pain because everybody goes, big house, let me go find you one. No, we got to go dig deeper. We got to go underneath the surface to find out what the pain is.
And it can't just be how many bedroom and bath.
Yeah. Can I get I know a lot of houses with a lot of big bedrooms. No, you have to have a conversation. That conversation establishes your authority and your knowledge and your expertise. Here's how I do what I do, Mr. Seller. Here's what I've learned from you. You told me that this is a really important move for you because you guys it's a new job and you're planning on having a baby. Did I get that right? Great. So this is not just about a big house. Your whole life is changing. Yes, it is. Great. So let me show you how I do what I do and what I call, I'm going to make up something, my Buyer Advantage program, which is 3 specific things that I need to talk to you about. First of all, where the market is going and how to get the offers accepted based on some of the changes that are taking place in the market, and then how I'm going to protect you legally to make sure you have a legal and binding offer.
Wow, you're going to tell them where the market's going and how they can actually get their offers and how you're going to protect them? Like you're actually going to reveal to them that you're a real estate agent?
Yes, I'm going to do that in the first meeting or second meeting. Thank you. So anyway, what you've got to do is say that. Okay, imagine. Let's take it out of real estate.
Come on, guys.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm feeling me getting all. I
Are
have
you
one
getting
cup of
excited?
coffee.
Are you getting excited?
All right, so watch.
I think it's great.
If you go to a doctor and he goes, you know what, you have a headache? Sure, let's just go operate. You got to be kidding me. Your lawyer doesn't go, oh, your neighbor did what? Let's go into court and sue. No. And that's what real estate people do. I guarantee it. I've been in it for 38 years. I know that the majority of you just are so desperate for business that you can't slow down to speed up.
Yep. I'll tell you how you know. Listen, if you've ever got a phone call from somebody that says, or an email that says, I want to go see 123 B Street, and you go and meet them to see it, that's you. We're talking about you. We're talking about you right
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
You didn't even get them pre-approved. Number one, it's dangerous, and we're going to go into that in
Yeah.
another
And you're
time.
Oh,
But
wait a minute. I have to point it.
Go
You know
ahead.
how the politicians point.
Go
They
ahead.
point with their thumb.
Yeah.
So, but basically, what we got to do is slow down. Establish yourself as the authority by letting them. You need to understand the pain behind what they're going through to make a decision. Know enough of the information. Be empathetic. Then let them know what you do and how you do it, and then get affirmation. Does that make sense for you, Mrs. Seller? I know a lady. There's a lot of top producers in the country making a lot of money on that same process. They are established. Now, here's what's interesting. When you establish yourself as an authority, the close is so easy. The close is just a natural ending to a relationship
And why is that, Bill?
because they see you as the doctor.
Yep.
And you're the patient, and they go, and listen, in our marketplace,
Yep.
because we have generals, admirals, everything else, they're still, Bill, I've know a lot about real estate. I've sold 5 in the last 6 years. Okay, 6. So now I cannot make him feel stupid. So I go, Mr. Seller, I do very well with people with your kind of experience. Now I stroked him. He's a driver. And now I'm going to go into explaining
This
how
is
I
where
do
he
what I do.
purrs. This is where the client purrs after the stroke.
Yeah.
Right here.
Right here. And you close. So in authority selling is detect the personality, ask a lot of questions, and close easier because they now see you as the authority. They take your advice and they move on. When the market is shifting like this, critical. It's right here in my plan. So let's go into the last thing. How much time do we have?
Oh, we're all right. We're okay.
Okay.
We're okay. We're okay.
Now the last thing is presenting. So we went from closed loop marketing in a market like this to authority selling. Third thing is power presenting, not just here's my dog, here's my cat, and I've been in the business. You've got to again have a powerful presentation.
Yes.
And because I can't see things because it's in the dark, I have to have my glasses. Okay, so we have to have. We got to know what their pain is.
Don't worry.
All right. We got to know when we're presenting, we actually do a thing called a pain funnel. And I teach the clients how to do a pain funnel with someone. That also is part of the authority selling. But you've got to go in there and start to develop some understanding from an empathetic standpoint of where they're at. Because their struggles, buying a house is emotional as it is, right? People buy emotionally and justify logically.
One of the 4 major things that happens in your life.
Yeah.
One's buying a house.
So you've got to know this. Second is that we're going to talk about money. And this is another thing. Why are we so afraid to talk about money?
Well, I'm not, but
You're not, but most people don't want to ask
honestly, they don't know what to do with it correctly, and they're not even knowledgeable enough to talk about money. They're not knowledgeable enough to talk about what's going on with the stock market or what's going on with interest rates or what is going on even with their bank account.
Yeah. So
honestly,
here's the question.
I mean,
Watch. Mr. Seller or Mr. Buyer, let me ask you a question. Is there anything in your credit report that you know of that could be a detriment to purchasing?
no, I can't think of anything.
Okay. How about Ms. Buyer? Do you have what is the amount of money you make gross every month?
About 10,000.
10,000. Okay, great. So that's $10,000. And what any revolving credit, like payments you have, car payments, things like that?
Yeah, we have a couple cars, a couple credit cards.
Okay, good. So let's say that's $800. Okay, so these questions should be asked up front, but here's what we're doing. Bob, let's see, Tom Messina, thank you for today, but I'm going to send your information to my loan officer. Loan officer takes 2 days. Oh, no, I have a good one, Bill. It takes 1 day. I don't give how long it takes, but you could have solved that problem to find out if you have a real good candidate or you are wasting time with someone.
Now, tell me you've done that. Tell me you've walked in and talked to any buyer, even a seller, too, because remember, sellers end up buying. So tell me you went in there. No. Top one, no. So that is why we're here. It's okay, though. Hey, maybe nobody told you could do that. Maybe nobody explained to you that was a great way for you to pre-qual the people yourself to find some of those. You should narrow your funnel. If you're out with 5 clients who cannot afford to buy a home, you just missed at least one that can.
Yeah, we can't waste time in this marketplace,
No.
guys. You need to know what you have in front of you as soon as possible. You need to know what we used to do the back end and front end ratio. People don't do that anymore, 28-36 or whatever it may be, 30-50 now, whatever it may be in the product, meaning the amount of debt versus the payment that they're going to make. And does this qualify? You could do this in the first meeting. And you said something. Some of the managers don't even know how to do this.
No, they don't.
So they don't have to teach you this. So they give it to loan officers to come into a meeting about something that you should know already. Last thing is you need to ask the client, how do they make decisions? If you find the exact house you want, Mr. Seller or Mr. Buyer, how would you decide the perfect home? Now what we're doing is we're actually future pacing the person.
Yes, and you're finding out more personality skill set. So even if you have a great handle on different personalities, it still doesn't mean inside that personality there's different avenues that they're going to go down in order to make this decision. And they're also working potentially with somebody else, spouse, parent, whatever the case may be, that has a completely different set of personality skills that they have to go down a different road for them both to come to that decision.
Yeah. So there's a lot in this. This is the whole plan for this year in any shifting market, and it will shift more as we get. This is all I'm focusing on all year long with everybody that I confront in. Actually, this works in any industry.
Yeah.
It doesn't just work in real estate.
You're doing it so they don't shift their pants.
Yeah. Because you don't want to step and shift, okay? Because you step and shift, you're going to be full of shift, and that ain't good.
Ain't no shift.
Are we still on? We got to go.
Yeah. Hey, no, you're good. You're good. You got another 2 minutes.
All right. So now what I would like you to do is learn that at the very end, you're going to ask the decision, and then you present.
Yes.
So you don't actually present right away. Listen how we're going to do something. No, it's all based on questions. So I did not invent this process. This is something I studied 30 some years ago from, of all people, one of the top trainers in the country. And I took what he taught me and brought it into real estate. So the 3 things again is closed loop marketing, authority selling, and power presenting. Those are going to be the key elements to surviving in this market as the market shifts. Because as it shifts, if you raise your level of skill set in these areas, you will make it. Don't let anybody steal your dreams. Don't let your manager, your whoever that you're talking to, teammate, whatever, because you just can't get motivated every day and not develop soft skills, specific skills, as the book I just talked about, Peak Performance Secrets.
Has to be specific right now, guys. Has
Can't
to
be generic.
specific, just like it did years ago. I mean, we go through these stages in real estate, and you also go through them just in your business. But you have to have these specific skills. I was talking to one of our agents the other day, and I was helping her understand what happens whenever I invest in a home and how I go about it and the techniques I use, right? And so we were talking, and she looked at me and she said, you know what the one thing is? I'm not ready to invest right now. I'm not ready to invest right now. But by the time I'm done talking to you, I've added a little bit more skill set to my portfolio to speak to investors, because now I actually understand what they're looking for. Because before, I was really just thinking that it was a good deal. And now I understand how to go in and what to do. And now I'm going to talk to them about what the rent will be and what the return will be and which people we need to market to for this. And she said, it's really nice to have every avenue that could possibly come up in this market to have that coaching on. And it's true. It's true. So even though you're not an investor, you still need to learn about investing, or you just better turn those investors away, because they're going to smell green a mile away. I'll tell you that. Yeah.
And they're waiting. They're in the wings waiting.
Yep.
And so we just want to help you to understand that you have to increase to another level of performance in this marketplace. And if you stay the same as 6, 9 year, 12 months ago, it's not going to work. I guarantee it 100% it's not going to work. You're not going to make the money you want to make. You're not going to be able to pay off your bills or your taxes, whatever you got to do. So if you do this, I guarantee it, If you follow the program, you will succeed, because this is fact. This is not something that we just pulled out of the sky. We've taken
It's the
information.
blueprint of your business.
Yeah. So, and we want to see. So if you got questions about it,
Yeah.
you can email me at bc@path2pro.net, PATH, the number 2pro.net.
And up here in the, it would be your right-hand corner, there is a little QR code, takes you right to his website for him to give you some info.
Yep.
There was a bunch of questions in here. We will get to a lot of those next week.
Yep.
But we are out of time.
Yeah,
We're out
and
of
don't
time.
forget the Prospecting Locker Room is another place that we have that you can go to on Facebook.
Yes.
Prospecting Locker
Yep.
Room. So, see ya.
Bye.
Got my head over water for the first time in years. Got my feet across the border from a land of